Hello everyone, my name is Michal Jasiewicz. Today I'll show you my unique watercolor techniques. In just 30 minutes, I'll explain how to create a real masterpiece. Let's get started.
And a lot of water, and here we go. Horizontal strokes. Like this. I'm cutting around the roof, but don't really care about the line of trees. They are very dark, and I can perfectly paint them on the top of this initial wash. As you can see, this wash is slightly brighter than the sky in my reference. This is my conscious choice. I want to give it more into the light look. I'm working with big Chinese brush. It's a natural brush, but you can use any other. For example, a flat brush would be also very good for this kind of big washes. Okay, and now when it's still wet, I will try to draw some dark trees in the background. And so this is a very warm dark color. It's not just green, it's rather a mix of grays and browns. I'm going to use some burnt sienna with some any kind of blue, maybe cobalt blue. Okay. Some golden ochre. Give it some sunny look.
We have a question if you prepared the paper, if you pre-wetted it or something before.
No.
Before painting the sky.
No. It's I have started with completely dry paper.
Thank you. People are also curious about what kinds of brush you are using.
But now I'm working with Chinese calligraphy brushes. For some deepest darks, I'm using a mixture of Payne's gray and Perlane green. And I always try to add some extra color to them. It's not just the pure Payne's gray, but always a mix with some other color. you can see, I let the color blend on the paper. And at this stage, I'm not really care about the details. I'm not consider how really this tree, for example, looks. It's more about one big shape here. What I'm looking for is the right tonal value. And now I can move to the roof area. I'm going to use blues once again, and I think some light cobalt blue and some lavender. Quite similar mixture to the sky, but two-tone darker can work for me here. Just one big smooth surface of snow-covered roof.
Watercolor painting is a process that's hard to stop once you start. However, I have an important announcement. I'm inviting you to my free watercolor workshop. You will learn unique techniques that will help you create your own masterpieces. We will go through all the essential steps, and by the end, you will have a finished artwork. Follow the link in the video description for more details.
Okay, let's continue with our barn. I think it's the barn. I need more precise tool. It's a round brush with a very good point. Remember to get something like this in your pocket. It's very important to have a brush with good point. The wall of the building is very dark. This is the mixture of burnt sienna and perlane green, but you can mix it with burnt sienna and ultramarine, for example. There are some beautiful shapes of snow in the foreground of this barn, so I'm careful cutting around them.
I can see that the roof was almost dry, like it's dry on the right side, but to the very left, there is a little bit of mixing going on between the blue roof and the dark part. Is that something that you knew, or did you take a
in
chance?
that area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there and also to the left.
well, it's not a big deal. It's
Yeah.
okay for it. This kind of like spontaneous effects can give us a sense of lightness and
Yes.
freshness and
I
so on.
agree. I was curious if it was a plan or if it was like, if it happens, it happens.
This is that kind of lucky accidents that watercolor provide us on every step, and it's good to understand them and like them. And we are almost ready with the upper part of our paintings for now. Time to move in the middle ground and in the foreground. Once again, we need to be very careful here to protect the sun of the snow, the very bright area on the snow, and the same here, of course. This kind of river bank, quite steppy, and basically is in the shadow because the sun is somewhere there, and this area is in the shadow. But first, it's snow, and the second, this area got a lot of light mirrored from the opposite side. There's a lot of diffused light in the air, and that's why I need to find a good mixture for this area. First, to provide nice contrast with this area here, but I need to be very careful not to make it too strong and too dark, because there's still a lot of light here. Mirror it from this area. So I think I can mix the right color with some lilac and some lavender. And I'm going to let the colors blend on the paper rather than to prepare the perfect mixture, because I want to get some nice variety in tones and colors here. I'm using also some Jean Brilliant from Colbane.
Are you only using Holbein, or do you have a mixture of different brands?
No, there's a lot of different brands, but those colors here, Rombliant #1, #2, Lilac, and Lavender, are from Holbein. The time I'm working wet into the wet. It means I'm letting the colors, I'm letting the separate washes to blend each other on the paper.
And here we can also see that there are droplets created down, which makes me realize that there is some inclination to your board. How much of an inclination is it?
You know, I think it's
Centimeters?
about 10 degrees, maybe 10 centimeters
Yeah,
in the upper part.
thank you.
Once again, I'm going to leave here some white spots. The water is darker, so I can perfectly paint it later on the top of the snow. I'm going to spray a bit this area because everything here, the shapes of the snow are very soft, and I'm going to emphasize it. Remember, this part here is the brightest part here. This one is slightly darker, still very bright, but not as pure white. And here, so I'm going to add a very gentle wash of rather warm tones. Okay. It's still very bright area, but not as white as this.
We have a question from Effe. He writes, I have a question, or they write, I don't know if it's a he or she actually, because we don't have that name in my country. It seems that the artists do the artwork in one layer without using a metal connected wash as a second wash. Do you plan to add a second wash after this layer?
It depends from the area. Mostly, this painting will be one layer painting, except some details, some verticals of trees that I'm going to add later on the top of it. But at last, at this stage, I consider that this is okay, this is okay, so I'm not going to add another extra layer on the top of this. But sometimes I used to put many layers in my paintings. Everything depends on the motif. But this one probably will be mostly one layer painting, except of some details. Now the stream. Once again, a mix of burnt sienna and some dark blues.
So now, Michal, just for information, see if you can plan so that you save something for the second practice part and do whatever you need to do. And when you have covered everything that you need to cover so that it can dry, then we will move on. So that is the plan, just so that you are
Okay.
on the same page.
Yes. Please give me another 2 minutes, and I
Perfect.
will be ready for a short break. Okay.
Wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
I hope this video was helpful for you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where we assist all individuals in mastering the skills of drawing and immersing themselves in the wonderful world of art. Don't forget to follow the link in the video description and register for my workshop. See you there soon.